If your adult children accuse you of being a bad parent, the most powerful thing you can do is not to argue, defend yourself, or explain your sacrifices. It's to respond in a way that protects your nervous system and quietly shifts the balance of respect back to you. Most seniors do the opposite and end up feeling drained, ashamed, and emotionally smaller, even when they did their best. This approach helps you regain calm, dignity, and long-term leverage without shouting or cutting ties. When accusations come from children, the pain lands deeper because the brain processes criticism from close family as a threat. Neuroscience research shows this activates the amygdala, the same fear center triggered by physical danger, which is why your chest tightens, your heart speeds up, and words spill out that you later regret. The goal is not to win the argument, but to stop feeding the emotional fire that keeps burning you. 1. Pause your reaction and regulate your body before responding. Instead of answering immediately, slow the moment down on purpose. Take a gentle breath in through your nose for 4 seconds, and release it slowly through your mouth for 6. This longer exhale activates the vagus nerve, which research shows can reduce emotional reactivity within seconds. Feel your shoulders soften and your jaw unclench. When you delay your response, even by a few hours or a day, you deny the conflict the emotional fuel it needs. Most people skip this, but it's one of the fastest ways to regain control without saying a single word. 2. Acknowledge feelings without accepting the accusation. Here is the advanced distinction many parents miss. Validation is not admission. You can calmly say something like, "I hear that you're hurt, and I can see this feels heavy for you," and then stop. Studies in family psychology show that emotional acknowledgement alone often reduces hostility by up to 30% because the other person feels seen rather than fought. Notice how different this feels in your body. Compared to defending yourself, your breathing stays steady and your mind stays clear. You're standing firm without attacking or surrendering. 3. Say less, not more. Silence is strategic, not weakness. Older adults often over-explain, listing years of effort and sacrifice, hoping to be understood. But research on conflict escalation shows that excessive explanation is often interpreted as guilt, not clarity. After acknowledging emotions, allow silence to do the work. Let the conversation breathe. This quiet confidence often unsettles false accusations, far more than arguments ever could. As Mark Twain once said, "Never argue with a fool. Onlookers may not be able to tell the difference." Silence, when calm, preserves your authority. In the next part, we'll talk about how setting subtle boundaries and shifting your role can change the entire parent-child dynamic and often without another confrontation at all. Another important shift happens when you stop trying to be understood and start protecting your position as a stable adult in the relationship. Aging research shows that emotional independence, not approval, is one of the strongest predictors of peace and longevity in later life. When children sense that accusations no longer shake you, the dynamic begins to change naturally. 4. Shift from parent mode to adult mode. Many conflicts continue because seniors unconsciously stay in a teaching, correcting, or justifying role. That role worked when your children were young, but it backfires now. Instead, speak as one adult to another, calm and contained. For example, "I'm open to respectful conversation, but I won't continue this if it turns into blame." This is not a threat, it's a boundary. Studies on family systems show that clear, calm boundaries reduce repeated conflict more effectively than emotional appeals ever do. Notice how grounded you feel when you say this. Your spine straightens, your voice slows, and your words carry more weight. 5. Document reality privately to protect your own mind. This is a quiet but powerful practice most seniors never consider. When accusations hurt, write down the facts of your parenting, what you provided, where you showed up, and even where you fell short honestly. Research on expressive writing shows it reduces rumination and emotional distress, especially in older adults. This isn't for your children to read. It's for you. Over time, this written clarity becomes emotional armor. When false blame arises again, your body stays calmer because your mind already knows the truth. 6. Stop chasing closure. Focus on consistency instead. Many parents wait for an apology or understanding that may never come. Psychology calls this external emotional dependence, and it quietly keeps you stuck. Instead, aim for internal consistency. Speak calmly, repeat your boundary, and live well regardless of their reaction. Consistent behavior over time is far more persuasive than a single emotional conversation. You may notice something surprising. Accusations lose intensity. When they stop getting dramatic, reactions. In the next part, we'll explore how quiet self-respect, selective distance, and small daily habits can make accusations fade, and sometimes even lead to unexpected respect and regret. Next, focus on how subtle distance and self-respect reshape relationships more than confrontation ever can. Many seniors believe distance means punishment or abandonment, but psychology shows there is a crucial difference between cold withdrawal and warm detachment. One damages bonds, the other restores balance. 7. Practice warm detachment instead of emotional availability on demand. Warm detachment means you stay polite, calm and kind, but you no longer rush to explain, fix or absorb blame. When accusations arise, you shorten interactions and keep your tone neutral. Research on emotional boundaries shows that when one person stops overfunctioning, the other is forced to reflect. Feel how this changes your body. Your stomach no longer knots. Your breathing stays even, and your energy remains yours. This is not revenge. It's self-respect. 8. Build a life that doesn't orbit your children's approval. Long-term studies on successful aging, including the Harvard Adult Development Study, show that seniors with multiple sources of meaning, friendships, routines, spiritual life, purpose-driven habits, experience less emotional pain from family conflict. When your days are full, accusations lose power. Take a walk at the same time each morning. Feel your feet press into the ground. Notice the air on your skin, and let your nervous system relearn safety. This daily structure quietly communicates strength. 9. Respond once, then repeat. Never escalate. Here's a micro hack most people miss. Choose one calm sentence and reuse it every time accusations return. Something like, "I've heard your feelings, and I'm not going to argue about the past." Repetition without emotion is psychologically disarming. Conflict research shows that escalation requires novelty, new words, new defenses, new reactions. When you remove novelty, the conflict collapses on itself. You'll notice their intensity drop because there's nothing left to push against. There's a powerful idea from Viktor Frankl that fits here. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power. Each time you choose calm repetition over reaction, you reclaim that space. In the final part, we'll talk about how time, dignity, and quiet strength often lead to something unexpected, not victory, but peace, and sometimes even remorse from those who once accused you. Finally, understand this quiet truth. You don't need your children to admit they were wrong for you to live well. But when you live with calm dignity long enough, people often rethink their story on their own. Human psychology shows that regret forms not through arguments, but through contrast. When someone sees stability, kindness, and strength where they expected collapse. 10. Let time and consistency do the correcting. When you remain steady, accusations slowly lose credibility. Research on long-term relationship repair shows that consistent calm behavior over months is far more influential than emotional conversations. You may notice subtle shifts, fewer confrontations, softer tones, or even moments of reflection. Feel the relief in your chest as you stop bracing for the next attack. Peace grows when your nervous system no longer expects danger. 11. Release the need to be seen as perfect and stand in quiet honesty. No parent is flawless, and trying to appear so creates tension. Paradoxically, self-acceptance increases respect. Studies on self-compassion, In older adults, link it to lower depression and stronger emotional resilience. When you calmly accept your humanity, accusations lose their sharp edge. You're no longer defending an image. You're standing in truth. 12. Protect your health as your highest priority. Chronic family conflict raises cortisol levels, which research links to higher blood pressure, weaker immunity, and faster aging. Choose habits that calm your body daily: slow breathing, gentle stretching, morning sunlight, and regular sleep. Feel your body soften as you move, breathe, and rest. This is not avoidance, it's preservation. As you practice these steps, notice how your days feel lighter and your mind clearer. You may never hear the words you once hoped for, but you'll gain something far more valuable: peace, self-respect, and the freedom to age with strength and dignity.